it would be helpful if you can keep some notes, like, because it's going to be absolutely problematic to just sort of keep on switching between board and this thing. But yeah, the first thing that we're going to do is we will try to load that file that we have, right? That file is the hub of all the data that we are like sort of working with. So we will try to post that file, and we'll try to not visualize, but just assign it to a data structure, assign it to a data video. So what are we going to use for this? We are going to use something known as pandas data frames. Okay. How many of you have heard of pandas data frames? Yeah, okay, a few of you have it, which is great. So basically, guys, whenever we are working with tabular data or matrix data, right? So we know that I always give you this example that when do you transition to matrices? Well, when do you transition to matrices from unidimensional arrays? When your data demands it, right? When your data is better represented in that tabular or matrix format. And I've always given you different kinds of examples, but one example that I've always given you is like sort of, let's say you're going to, you're making sitting arrangements for a movie, right? So you wouldn't make everybody sit in one big line, right? You wouldn't have all, let's say there are 25 people. I mean, not 25, come on. Let's say there are 1,000 people, all right, or maybe 300 people. You're not going to make 300 people sit in a line on the field, and then obviously in the olden days, when when the broadcast of movies used to happen in rural areas, it still does happen that way in some areas of extreme rural India, that you would have this large white curtain in front of you, and some guy at the back would have a projector, and the entire movie would be just shown on that white curtain, whereas on the field people are sitting. But so if you were given that task, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same thing as designing the sitting for a movie watcher, right? So if you are the person who makes the people sit, then would you think it's even meaningful to make everybody sit on one straight line? Is it meaningful? Is that a good data structure arrangement? If you made them sit in an array, one after the another, side by side, what issue would be there, guys? Is that a good arrangement?
No, sir.
No, sir, because you would have to make the row very long. Like a better idea would be some rows and some columns, like about equal.
Exactly. But what is the issue going to be, like, from a real perspective? Like, let's say everybody's watching a movie, exactly the case that I told you, and we have made everybody sit in one single line, as in
The
a unit.
people at the people at the extremes won't be able to get a view.
Exactly. That's the main problem. And the longer you make the line, that extremity is, the number of people affected is only going to increase. And the catch is, like, you can't just infinitely keep on increasing the proportions of that white cloth, right, where you're broadcasting the movie. So yeah, definitely. And now you know why, like, sort of in movie theaters or in cinema halls, when you go for a movie, how are the seats basically indexed? The seats are indexed like J1, J5, H10. So that means so and so at row, so and so at column. So if you think about it, the cinema hall sitting structure or the seating arrangement in a movie theater is actually corresponding to a matrix, and a matrix is a 2D array, right? A two-dimensional array, a nested array, an array inside of an array, right? I hope these are concepts that we are all comfortable with. Matrices, of course, form a large part of what we do, right? Like, very soon, as we go to GPT models and all of the entire the branch of generative AI, when we would be studying, it's only about matrix multiplication at some point of time. But anyway, matrices thus are very important. So we can literally see that this file, it is a CSV file, right? It's a CSV file. CSV stands for comma separated values. So it's a CSV file, and it's neatly organized into um, rows and columns. And let me tell you guys that in the data science fraternity, it is statistically the most widely used file type when it comes to a data set. But you guys will be saying, oh my God, not image data sets. Well, of course, yes, image data sets. But if a statistical survey was run, you are clearly going to see that the amount of machine learning models developed, or let's say prediction models developed, or data science simple extraction models developed, as we are going to learn today, are all based on, like simple text or numeric data, and they're all CSVs. Like some absolute famous data sets, like for example, the PIMA India data set of of people's medical profiles, likely to have diabetes or not, that entire data set, or so many, as something as fundamental as the iris data set, right? When we'll be doing deep learning, we would be studying the variations in an iris flower, and there also the data set is a .csv, right? So there are plenty. So it's statistically the most widely used file. Now, how do I bring this CSV file into life? Pandas data frames. Pandas is a library. By the way, Sai Pratish, did you have a question?
No, sir. No, sir. That was an accident.
Oh, no worries. Fine. Um, what was I saying? Yeah. So Pandas is a library in Python that helps you make a variable out of these CSV files. What variable does it make? It's very similar, very similar to a dictionary. Guys, who knows about the dictionary data structure? Who does not know about the dictionary data structure? I changed the question promptly to does not. Okay. So I think it's worthwhile just going to the board once. Yes, Akshata, sure.